Howdy, y'all. This is your boy Gabriel from Agon Games 69 coming to you with a. And we kind of been away for a minute though, but I'm coming to you with I guess a kind of a tips on college. What tips on college basically? If you're new to college, I saw a video. Oh, what? Someone's texting me. Oh dear. What do we got? Ironically, I get a text from my old lady talking to me about college. It's like lo and behold. But yeah, I thought it'd be kind of, I saw a video about, us a guy giving his tips and what have you, and they're pretty good, I guess. I don't know. I guess perhaps it did have had a different college experience as it might be. I mean, I've gone to the dorms and what have you. I mean, I've lived on campus and everything. And, I mean, I've gone to liberal arts college, so it might be, my experience just in general might be different than one who goes to a state school or a non-liberal arts college. I don't, one that, community college and whatnot, but yeah, I mean, I think, let's see, I'm kind of impromptuing this. Is that the correct terminology to use? I mean, I know impromptu, but impromptuing, I don't know if that's a real word. Probably not. But anyways, let's see. It's kind of just doing it off the top of my head. But let's see. I'd say the first tip I have would have to be just, it's not as nasty as you might think. Like, I mean, I think people kind of work it up, like I think it's, like, at least the movies and everything you see about it and everything, but, I think that's just because they want to make it dramatic and everything. That's Hollywood. But in all reality, it's not crazy. There is, I mean, it depends on where you stayed. Like, my first year, I stayed in like, the dorm that was, like, where all the football players stay, so, I mean, what can you expect? But me and my friend who I had known in high school, we decided to room together, in the dorm, and it was pretty sweet because that was like a really good way to transition into college, because I knew him, and generally, and that was nice. I mean, granted, you won't sometimes have that luxury, but I mean, and they do try to match people up with, the best people as possible. I mean, I just say personally, I mean, if you are in a situation, I think the best way to kind of ease the person you're staying with is just, try to be chill. I mean, I don't know. I mean, if you're staying with like a criminal kind of person, I mean, don't have like drugs or alcohol in your dorm. I don't know why people are like, I gotta have my brewskis. Like, no, especially if it's a dry campus. Just like, there's no point. Like, that's the thing. It's like, what's the point? Just, yeah, okay. I'm getting ahead of myself now, y'all people. Dang it, Bobby. Stop getting ahead of yourself. Okay. But yeah, gosh, what am I thinking? I can't think. Let's think here. I'm off today. It's a weird day for me. But yeah, like, it's not as bad as people make it out to be, really. I mean, it's as crazy as you want it to be. It's kind of in that respect. It opens up the reality of the real world, like, you can do all this stuff, but you do have to, it also opens up the reality of the consequences of such. Like, I didn't go partying, I didn't, go smoking doobie or what have you. I just, hanged out in my dorm and played video games. And you'll be surprised at how many people like video games. Like, you think you're you're in high school and you hear someone playing video games, oh, that freaking nerd, what a loser, You go into college and you got the big football guys playing video games. Now, granted, a lot of them are playing Madden, but no, like, my RA that I had, I think he's like the floor guy. He was rocking like the Street Fighters, man. He would get all of his friends. They like 10 guys in that small dorm, and they just rock the fighting game. I mean, people aren't as judgmental, I guess, at least in the liberal arts college I go on. They're very accepting. I mean, you could do it's almost like I would do things just to almost feel like, can you get away with this? And you would get away with this. Now, I'm not gonna like come in murder or anything crazy like that, but I'm not gonna. And I haven't really done anything too outlandish. But it's just like one of those things where it's like, it's really fun actually in that respect. Outside, off the whole, in that respect, the whole social aspect. It was fun. Like, actually, like, we would get, like, I was, like, because I'd open my dorm, because starting off, me and my friend, we kind of have a closed door, thing, where we'd just, like, close the door, and, because we didn't want to talk to really anybody, because it's, like, a lot of the football players kind of can sometimes act like idiots, and, they were the people who go out party and have drugs and alcohol in their door, and a whole bunch of stupid stuff and what have you, and just like one of those things. But I think it was pretty, but it's pretty fun. But then later we started opening the door, and like we were playing Vikings, and we got like this kind of creep in. Like, they weren't gonna try to like hustle us or anything. Yet they just come in there, because really all the people who are in college, most of them are like in the upper level of like, what's going on. Like, they aren't like those people who are those like scumbag burnout kids. Now, these people are more, granted, some are still not very scholarly, but they have the desire to improve themselves academically in some respect. And because of that, they're not gonna, well, people do steal. I'm not gonna say like, oh, no one steals, and you should lock your door when you go out and have all that business. Don't just be like, I'm just gonna leave my door open all the time. You'll get stuff stolen. That happens. That regardless if you have people who are in college. But when you're there and everything, it's pretty fun. It's like kind of chill, especially, and like my friend he's what the people call wealthy. So we got like we have a 42 Vizio HD, and we got the the Xbox, PS2. We're rocking the video games, and like it's awesome. We got the Bose. We got ourselves like a little nice setup, and it's pretty sweet. Now we live in the apartments, mind you, but yeah, it's fun. It's fun. Now, it's not all social out there. You got, it can be really fun and really easy, so long as you, do your homework, and it's like, the homework is different. It's not like, they don't give you as much busy work as it might be, It seems more dedicated, actually, to improving your knowledge in that topic, in that class, whatever it might be. And I think that's nice. It does feel nicer. But then again, on the other side, you got it. Oh, excuse me. It's like some of it is more intense, but it's not like an essay, 20-page essay, 50-page essay. It's just some crazy stuff. Like my freshman year, 10-page essay, like tops, really. It's not difficult. It's not like, I think it's one of those things where if you're going to college with like and you have that, you were able to do good in high school, when you're going to college, it doesn't feel like all of a sudden, crazy, I can't handle that kind of thing. Sometimes you'll get teachers that are somewhat a bit more audacious than others and tenacious. But for the most part, it's not too bad. Maybe I just got really lucky in my selection of classes, but I think I did okay. And I think really, sometimes you do gotta get the bad teacher, because, I don't know, you can try to find different teachers, but sometimes I just kind of go with it. There are some teachers though I kind of have an eye out for, some teachers, but for the most part, you just kind of have to go with it. Even that people, because sometimes you got people like, oh, she's really horrible, or no, then other people are like, oh, she's really good. Just go with it. Something you got to be able to get used to people who you don't like. You can't just be surrounded by people you like all the time. And sometimes the teacher might be just kind of tough, but that doesn't mean that the teacher's bad. Don't forget that. Like, I had a microeconomics teacher. He was tough, not gonna lie. But I feel like I have a really good foundation. It wasn't that he's bad, he's just, he kept you on your toes. Definitely. And you don't have as much, you don't have to take notes, really. It helps, like some classes you'll get, it's really awesome. Like I had this one statistics teacher, and his tests were open book, open note. It's like basically, if you couldn't get an A in that class, there's something wrong. He's giving you everything you need. And it's like a pretty easy class, Sometimes you'll get classes like that, sometimes you won't. You just gotta deal with it. But really, it's not as stressful as people make it out to be, so long as you just kind of do it. And you will be confused. Don't try to think that you've got it on lockdown, all about college, everything. Like, it's once you come to the realization that you're going to be confused, that's when you basically have accepted it, and you're not confused because you realize you're already confused. It's kind of like people who in the army, you have to realize that you're already dead, and it allows you to be a proper soldier in that respect. But okay, I've rambled on for 10 minutes and probably have aided you in no which way in helping you in college, but hey, that's what we do at Agon Games 69. But for now, this is Gabriel from Agon 60 Games. Agon Games 69, and we out.